This episode is brought to you by Standard Clothing, the premium fitness clothing brand built for those who set the highest standards and demand more for themselves. Whether you're on the pitch or in the gym, Standard is built for performance and designed for lifestyle. Clean cuts, elite comfort, and premium materials. The first drop will be on the 27th of July 2025. Sign up now using the link in the description to get 10% off plus early access. Welcome back to Ball Talk with me, Lewis Bryon, and today I'm joined by goalkeeper Ollie Webber. First of all, for reference, we're both ex-academy players for Crystal Palace, and we're going to be talking a lot about the truth about money in academy football. Okay, and it's quite surprising because it can go to a very young age where people start getting income.
Very young age.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, how do players at a young age start earning money? So for me, we both started earning money around 15, 16 when you sign your scholarship.
Yeah, first year scholar is when we started earning money, didn't we?
Yeah, but these days I've actually heard like even under nines getting an income, not necessarily for themselves, but for the parents. Yeah. So what I mean, when I went and coached back at the Palace Academy, there was a player that was like 8, 9 years old and all the big clubs in the league were after him. Okay. And they're like battling to try and sign him. Bear in mind he's 8. And I think it was one of the, because it's obviously the big clubs with loads of money, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Palace were obviously one. They can chuck loads of money at it. And I remember them saying that one of the clubs had offered the parents of the child, they'd just say, right, we'll pay you your full-time wage, whatever you're getting from your job, so you don't have to work. And so your kid can sign with us.
That is mental.
Like, it's mad, isn't it, when you think, like, imagine the pressure that will put on the kid.
At that age as well, it's just ridiculous. And the parents would be pushing him massively as well.
Yeah.
They're going to try and make it. Oh, you've got no chance. That's ridiculous.
As a parent, would you take that? Imagine you're like 30.
It's so hard as a parent. Why wouldn't you? You don't get to work. You can focus your time on your kids, your other kids. I see how it appeals to the parents.
It's a tough one, man.
But for that child, he's going to have all that pressure.
First of all, he's 8, so in 4 years' time, 5 years' time, he could not even like football.
Well, that's it. And you probably find that quite a lot of the kids that age, they can't be a kid. So they get to 13, 14, but I don't like football, I don't enjoy football, but the parents go, you don't have a choice. Yeah, we're getting paid this money from Chelsea or whoever it may be, and I just don't see how it ends well. Yeah,
and it's also very hard to say, like, he could get released at 14. Like, it's very like, when I was at Palace at under 9s, it was only from under 9s to under 18s. I think there was, well, first of all, from under 9s, it was only me that went from under 9s to 18s. There was only one other kid who started at under 10s. Like, it's very unlikely that you make it all the way through. Yeah. So to put that stress on the kid and, like, I don't know, man, you can't, as a parent, I think as glamorous as that sounds, you have to almost think sensibly.
Yeah, but again, it's hard if someone's offering you not to work, to pay you a wage, probably pay you a bit more as well. Yeah. Just so your kid can sign with them. Yeah,
but when he does get released, then the parent, well, they've got to go back to work.
It's true.
They've got to go back to work.
True. It's just, I just don't see how it works. It shouldn't be allowed. I don't know how the FA law
do you reckon that's
allow
like
it,
behind, like,
it has to be.
Do you reckon?
It has to be dodgy. You can't
legally do that
unless they offer the parent a job at the club.
Yeah,
do it that way. But don't.
It's like you come in once a month.
Yeah, something stupid like that. But you do hear crazy stories, but I just don't see how it works. How it. I'm so fair on the kid. You've got to let a kid be a kid. The kids change. Some might be small at 8, massive at 14, or the other way around, or everyone grows differently, changes differently. And it's just, you can't spot an 8-year-old kid and be like, he's the next Messi. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, he can be good at that age, but at 14 be crap. I've heard players at 12, 13 were unbelievable. Then they hit 15, 16, and everyone catches up with them physically, and they're not great. They're just average, and I just don't see how it works. And it's ridiculous that this happens. But you hear loads of stories often. It's crazy.
It is crazy. That is football. But let's go on to, I suppose, another way income can be brought in for young kids in the academies is boot deals. Okay, so from your experience, what's the youngest age when you were in the academy that someone you heard got like a decent boot deal?
Like 16, 17, wasn't it? I think of a first, second year scholar.
Yeah, I didn't hear anyone. I think under 16s is the earliest I heard about it when I was an under 16.
Yeah.
And by boot deal we mean they'll probably get free boots or free clothes from whatever company it is, brand it is, and then occasionally they might chuck money on top of that.
Yeah.
Especially when you get older. But again, going back in coaching at the academy, there was under 13 players and at the Crystal Palace Academy that were probably 3 or 4 of them that all had boot deals, Nike, Adidas, Puma, like they're 12, under 13s.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy how I just don't get how they can justify it.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to negatively affect some players' ego at 12, 13 when you're getting free boots and potentially money from places like Nike?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's going to get to your head at that age. You're going to go into school, you're going to be the man, you'll be telling everyone, oh, what do you want? I got free shoes, free boots, free clothes. You'll be like, I think it's at that age you don't know you're a kid. Do you know what I mean? It's going to affect you. You're going to think you're the man. You're going to think you've cracked it, and it'll be a very harsh, quick reality if it doesn't happen. A lot of times it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they can recover from that.
Yeah.
As well as when they get older, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. I think if stuff like that does affect the player, obviously they're so young, but does affect the player's like attitude, then I think their attitude wouldn't have been good enough anyway, if that makes sense.
Potentially, it all depends on your upbringing as well. But again, you just don't know what way it's going to go with kids that age, because they're still kids. They still don't know who they are necessarily as well.
And what your upbringing at that age shapes your attitude anyway as well. It's not all necessarily like built in from the start.
Yeah, exactly that. So it's just. Yeah, it's such a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, there's also agents. They're getting younger and younger. And that's like where it does get a bit dodgy, because
that is very dodgy.
I think the youngest age an agent can technically approach a player is 16 and sign them.
Yes.
But they approach them at 12, 13, 14 to not on paper sign them, but to have that sort of agreement that when they turn 16, you're with us. And again, they're offering them boots, they're offering them money. I remember. Was it Victor Fundi? I know he was a bit older. He was like 17, but his agent paid for his car. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I think kids, even when you're an older teenager, they're getting too much too soon.
Way too soon.
When you've not achieved anything in the game. But it's what is needed to get these players on board over your competition. Yeah. Clubs, agencies.
Yeah. It's not the players' fault.
Yeah.
It's the way the clubs are allowed to do that. And it's competition. It's at that age, who gives me the most money? Who gives me the most opportunities? Where you go? Yeah.
What age did you get an agent?
16, 17.
And was it they approached you?
Yeah. Yeah. They approached me every time I've had an agent. They've approached me.
Yeah. 16, 17.
16, 17
what, like after a game?
Yeah, after the game, or you get a message on social media.
Yeah.
On your Instagram or Twitter about saying I'm an agent, blah blah blah. I like who you look, and then you have me a phone call. Then I speak at that age. They probably spoke to my parents or my dad, and then you do it that way. You did it all that way. But obviously now I have no idea how it works now.
Did they try and woo you or anything, or was it just like, this is what we'll give you? Did they?
They said about free boots.
Yeah.
Everything they can do, but to be fair, they didn't sell the dream. They were quite straight up, straightforward. But you do get a lot of people that say the dream, tell you what you want to hear. We do this, we get you this, get you that. And most of the time, they don't even get you anything. It's just anything just to get you signed.
Yeah, because I remember when I first got approached, or I first signed with an agency, they sort of brought me into their building, which was actually this building that we're in.
Yes.
And they sat me down, like talked about the future, what they think of you as a player and stuff like that, even if they might not have even looked at you for more than 2 games.
Yeah.
And then they brought me in, gave me like a free pair of boots, tracksuit, and then they also, because it's the same agency as obviously Rio Ferdinand's like a big poster boy of it. He had his brand 5. Do you remember 5?
Yeah, I remember 5.
So they gave me a big bag full of all like the 5 tops, 5 hats.
Yeah.
And then you walk away as like a 16-year-old thinking, right, I'm going to go with them.
What they do is you're easily influenced, aren't you?
Yeah, you just hear free boots, free clothes, and you're like, yes, I'm in.
It doesn't matter what you've said, just the free stuff will get you. And these people know that as well. And it's just what can we do to beat the competition? Yeah, definitely, mate. Just on everything we spoke about there, what was it like when we were that age at the academy? Obviously, we didn't really get any boot deals early, like even in the rest of our team, which we've mentioned previously. But what about, there wasn't really like big incentives for signing with clubs like from under 9s to under 12s, really, was there? Like, I didn't hear of players coming in and like getting mad incentives. No, it's definitely a recent thing. The last couple of years that's happened. Definitely wasn't a thing when we were that age. Do you think that's because Crystal Palace has become a bigger academy and it was going on in Chelsea, Arsenal's all the time, or
Is it like just a recent thing, maybe money?
I don't know. It could be anything. It could be. Obviously, I wasn't aware of Chelsea, Arsenal doing it when we were there. They might have done. I don't know. But you hear stories now. But it's definitely thinking more money in the game, and people getting better. And it's just what can we do to? How much can we beat the competition? What does it take? And if it takes money, everyone's got loads of money now. They're all willing to spend it on the 9s, on the 8s.
Yeah, because I think the Crystal Palace is definitely becoming a more like sought after academy.
Yeah.
They obviously done up the training ground really nice. And they're closing in on like becoming big players in terms of attracting the best London talent, like with its rivals Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, I suppose.
Yeah, well, South London's such a big area as well, isn't it? They get so many good players, and like I say, they've got that Cat 1 status academy, top facility. It's a lot more appealing to people than a Chelsea, than Arsenal. And they financially can, not to the same level, but can compete with these clubs as well. And sometimes for a kid, you can go, well, I can get everything Chelsea offer at Palace, and there's probably a better chance of making it at Palace as well.
100% a better pathway.
Which will make a big decision for these kids as well.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Let's talk about us getting paid in the academy, okay?
Yeah.
So, obviously, this was a bit older. We mentioned at the start when we actually start getting paid. So, that was as you go from under 16s to under 17s, you go from academy player to like a scholarship.
Yeah.
So, you're basically full-time.
Yeah.
But we done like half a day a week of education.
Yeah, because legally you have to stay in school to 18. Yeah. So we done
a BTEC in sport.
Yeah, level 3 BTEC in sport, and
which was easy.
Basically,
just a piss about for half a day.
Basically done that for us.
And we done that. It ended up being mostly at the training ground, but to start we went into like a local school, which just did not work because it's like imagine you're at school, and then you see these like footballers coming in to do education for like half a day. And then it just causes a bit of chaos, didn't it?
It did, yeah. It didn't last long, did it? It was swiftly back to the training ground. But it was just, like I say, it was just a piss about.
Yeah. At the training ground, them days were fun, man. We didn't do any, we did no work.
No work.
Even when you're under 18s there, or under 17s technically, and let's say you're training up with the 23s or the 21s, they just let you have it off. Like, you didn't even have to do the work.
No, they didn't. Well, that's not the case because... Yeah,
I didn't finish mine. The teacher finished it for me.
Yeah, same. Because on Wednesdays was education day, but Wednesdays was 21s trained. Yeah. Because they played on Monday, so they had the Tuesday off, and they trained Wednesday. Yeah. So a lot of us trained.
And it's like
on the Wednesday, so we weren't able to do education. So a lot of us they just did it for you.
Yeah. So it was double whammy for the worst players, really. Like the worst, like let's say there was 10 or 12 that didn't train with the 21s.
Yeah.
They're firstly not got picked to train with the 21s. Secondly, they've got to go in and do education while everyone else plays football.
Yeah. When we cracked it, we did. We come away with this qualification that I think I've done about 3 units on. Yeah. In 2 years.
Yeah, that was good to be fair. But yeah, so that's when we start getting paid. And I mean, the first year, as a scholar at Crystal Palace, I don't know, it might have changed or gone up slightly, but what was it, 150, 175 a week?
Something like that. It was like £680 a month.
Yeah.
Which was crazy thinking that as nothing.
Yeah, but at the time it felt like...
Oh, it felt amazing. First paycheck, you're going...
Yeah, because everyone else is still at school, and you're technically not, although you're doing a little bit of education and you're just playing football, and you have 0 expenses. So you're keeping that 680. You're keeping all that. Yeah.
I remember the first one I got, I spent it the first day.
Did you? First day? Well, I didn't. I remember going like uptown, and I think it was a Selfridges or a Nike shop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We went together, didn't we?
Yeah, me, you, James, there. Yeah, all went then, pretty much.
Yeah, that was
maybe
nice.
like 50 quid left.
But it doesn't matter because like 2 weeks ago we were at school and still getting money off our parents.
Exactly that, and you got no expenses. I was in digs. I got free travel, free food. That means I didn't need money really. So any time I got money, I just spunked it all up the wall.
Yeah. And then like your second year scholar, so let's say it was 150 to 175. Second year went up to like 250, 275.
Yeah, it went up a little bit more, didn't it?
So you got obviously a bit more, but obviously second year scholar, most people are 17. You can sign pros then, which we'll get onto.
Yes, you can. And obviously, so 17 as well. You can drive, can't you? So it's
you got cars, yeah.
So you can a little bit more, so you can spend afford those things as well.
Yeah, true. Speaking of pros, how is it when you're at that age? Like we said, you're 16, just come out of school. You're living like a pro footballer.
Yeah.
You're playing with high-profile footballers. Like you'll go over and train with the first team a lot, 21s a lot, and it's just weeks after you left school. Like, how is that? How was that for you?
Oh, it was the dream, wasn't it? It was brilliant. It's just like all my mates are in school, or in college, doing BTEC A levels, whatever it is, and I'm training with Zaha, Christian Benteke.
I just find
things like that. It was just crazy.
I find it mad how quick things can change in them first few months of your scholarship, because, like you said, you go from under 16s in school playing pretty much under 16s football. You don't really train up the 18s that much. Like obviously some people do, but it's not a lot because they're in during the day.
Yeah.
But then come literally 3-4 weeks later, you can be regularly training with the best players in the world. And you just had a season under 16s, and you're with like these high profile players, best players in the world, millionaires. You're walking past all these like fancy cars. It's just, I just find it mad how quick that can change.
Yeah, I say it changes very quickly. Sometimes you can find yourself on the bench traveling. Just as quick. It's crazy how that transition is so quick.
Speaking of that environment, did you ever because you're around a lot of money, so when you go into football training grounds and you've only just started earning like whatever it was, 175 a week. Do you feel like broke compared to them, or did that even like come into your mind, money? Because you're around such expensive things.
Yeah, I didn't feel broke because I never really earned money before, but you could just see the difference in money in the lives. So you walk into that training ground, it was like you walked past a supercar garage. Yeah, every car you could imagine was there, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And you can see,
opens your eyes up a bit to what could be you.
Yeah, definitely. And then when you see what the players are wearing, their watches, you see they've got money. But at 16, you've just come out of school. I thought I was rich. Yeah. On 600 quid a month, I thought I was rich.
Yeah, because you still don't feel like that. Still, when you first go in the first couple of weeks, still feels so far away.
It does. Yeah.
But then you realise in a few months it's not that far away.
But then down the line, you probably go, bloody hell, I wouldn't mind beating them. Lend me a tenner.
Yeah.
But it's different, isn't it? It's just they've had their careers, and it is definitely eye-opening the amount of money in football, because from the outside there's money in football, but not until you see it in the training grounds
and you're actually amongst it as well.
So you see what they drive, what they wear, what they do, private chefs, this, that, the other. It's just like, wow, opens your eyes, and you're just like, it's just a different world.
Yeah, because you're in there doing the same thing as what they're doing, and they've got that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. It's not like seeing it on TV.
Where's my money?
Yeah. Well, talking of money, like you mentioned it a bit before, but you said your first paycheck you just splashed.
Yeah.
And it was on, what was it on? Do you remember?
Just clothes.
Specific, just literally.
I remember like a Nike Tech tracksuit.
Yeah.
Nike shoes of some sort. Probably like some a designer top or something. That probably
you didn't like.
Probably didn't like, no. Yeah. But yeah, you just go crazy, don't you?
Was there no thought of like, right, let me save this or manage it a bit? No. Why? Just because you
I was 16.
Because no responsibility.
No responsibility. Was your mum, dad saying, save a little bit. Like, you got no expenses.
Yeah.
You don't need to touch it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And they are right, but when it's in the bank account, when you see it, when you just got access, you don't think I've never had money in my account ever.
Yeah. And
until that moment.
Let's talk on so that was obviously the first month.
Yeah.
I suppose as time goes on, you start thinking, right, let me try and manage it a bit more.
Yeah.
How did you, that first year as a 16-year-old, manage the finances? Because obviously you'll have travel, but that was covered by Palace, wasn't it? Our travel expenses. Nutrition, again, covered a lot by Palace, but I'm guessing, was you paying for your own food?
I was in digs.
So dinner they'd pay for as well?
Dinner Palace paid for, So I didn't have anything to spend that first year.
So that first year, was there anything in your mind, even later on in the year, where you were like, right, how can I manage this money a bit?
To be honest, I can't remember, but probably not knowing me.
Yeah, I was about to say, knowing you, they definitely weren't.
Definitely weren't. I probably just have spunked it every month, things like that. I just probably did. Yeah. But there was no real. Obviously, I knew deep down I should save, but then you got next year.
Do you think that comes with like pressure of? Was it almost just like, right, I've just earned this money, I've finally got it in, I'll spunk it, or as time goes on and you're in and around loads of footballers, like we just said, is there pressure to sort of flex and show? Maybe flex is the wrong word, but show you've got money as well.
Potentially there is. I don't think I got sucked into that because I didn't really I've owned designer gear at my time. I wasn't huge on that, but there's definitely that culture there where your designer wash bags, your backpacks, or your whatever it may be, all that stuff. So it definitely does happen, and people do it. But I was just shit with money when I was a kid. Yeah,
even as a 16, 17-year-old, like there is pressure felt amongst the players. Like most of the players, to keep up with what everyone else is spending.
Yeah.
Because every week we weren't, like we said, we were on scholarship money. We weren't pros, but every week you'd see like one person would come in with a LV wash bag, the week after someone else has copied him.
Yeah.
And then the week after, like 3 weeks down the line, everyone's got one. Then it's the backpacks. Then it's like the suitcases.
It was, yeah.
So it shows there is pressure because we didn't you couldn't justify that spending that much money. You couldn't justify spending £700 on a backpack when you're earning £700 a month.
No.
But that's what because these scholars are training in and amongst pros, that's what they're spending.
Yeah, and people did do it.
Yeah.
Would maybe save up for 2 months and then spend it all on a bag or a wash bag, and just to fit in, be the footballer.
Yeah.
Look at my design, a wash bag, and it's so easy to get sucked into it because everyone's doing it. You go, well, I'm not going to be the odd one out.
Yeah. The only thing you can't do with is the first team and cars with their cars.
No, yeah.
Because they're coming in like Wilf used to come in like Lambos.
Yeah,
we'd have to save up for about 50 years.
Yeah, impossible.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get on to 2-year scholarship, then signing the first pro contract, whenever that may have been. So we don't have to say figures here, but what was the jump like? So obviously, let's say first year scholar to second year scholar was quite a small jump, right? The jump from second year scholar money, which we mentioned earlier, to let's say the standard first year pro is a big jump in it.
Huge jump.
Yeah.
More basis. It was more what you earn in a month as a scholar.
Yeah.
You were getting more than that a week as a pro.
Yeah. So like, for example, this obviously isn't our way. Well, this is just generalising massively. But Crystal Palace, the minimum they'd put you on for a first year pro, and this is like the absolute minimum basic.
Yes.
Would be $750 a week.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And so that could be 17 or whenever you sign your first pro, 17 or 18 generally. But I mean, if you're impress them a little bit, like I'm just talking, they like you a bit more than like the worst players on the team, that can jump up to like 1,500-1,600 a week easily.
I think the majority of people were above that, even a couple £100 above that to the big jump. But yeah, 750 was the start, and it used to go up every year. It was like £100 a week. Yeah, it was like that was the structure, but majority of people were kind of.
That's the thing. It goes up at 100 every week, but that's almost like if you're only staying at that, then they're not really rating you. They're sort of keeping you there to play in the smaller games.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I mean, the most we've spoke about, there was obviously the most at 17. I think was $7,000 a week, wasn't it? Yeah. Someone was on, and then at 18 was $15,000 a week.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's the least. That's the most. So I'm guessing at clubs similar level to Palace, that will be similar. Maybe in Arsenal, Chelsea, the base might be a bit higher.
But yeah, I think those bigger clubs would be like maybe like 1,200 starting off or something crazy like that. But at Palace, that's what it was, and that was a humongous jump. Yeah, you're
still a year ago. You were in school, as we mentioned. You turn a year later. You've just turned 17. You could be signed for the minimum of £750 a week, which is what, like 40 odd grand a year. Yeah, and your mates are still at school.
Exactly. You knew when someone signed a pro deal because they'd come in, they'd have a banger to start with. Yeah. As a car. Yeah. And then as soon as they signed that pro deal, Mercedes A-Class or something like that, they all came in, didn't they?
Mate, when you were scholars, like, because we spoke about the money you're on as a scholar, it's not the best. Even at Premier League, it's like you said, £700-800 a month. And you might drive like a Ford Fiesta, or you might upgrade to like an Audi A1. Yeah. And then you know when someone signed the pro because they drive in and they've just picked up an A-Class. Yeah. And we're like, you're not affording that on this wage, so you've just signed your first pro contract.
Fresh, whatever, 18 plate, 19, whatever year it was, fresh car. You could go, where's the banger? Oh, yeah, you signed your pro. So that was always the first tell. Yeah, it was. Someone signed the pro deal from Scholar, because every single person pretty much came with a nicer car. Which I don't blame
an A-Class was so standard, wasn't it?
Still is to this day.
Yeah, I can safely say I did not go for the A-Class.
No, I've always had bangers.
Yeah. You do. I mean, do you drive now?
Yeah, I've been driving for a while.
You didn't drive for a long time. That age though, yeah.
That age, no. I just never got around to doing it, and then. Yeah.
I think my first one, like after my pro, was the C-Class, but I did have the A1 as a scholar. That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. You were one of the nice ones as a scholar, but a lot of boys have bangers. But that was always a big tell.
Yeah, definitely.
I had the TFL.
Speaking on pro, right? How did you feel when you first signed it?
Oh, fantastic! What a day! You can class yourself as a professional footballer.
Was that the first thing that come to your mind? Like, I'm a professional footballer now, or was it like money? Was it like I'm progressing in my career? What was it?
It was progressing in my career. I can call myself a professional.
Yeah, that's it, innit?
Just being like that. I'm a professional footballer. That was just that buzz. Was just amazing. And then to go see the family, see your friends after that, and be like, everyone's so happy for you. It's just that you felt that was your first time I felt sense of achievement. Like I've achieved something. I've done really well to get this far. It's only the start of the journey. As everyone says, the hard work starts now. All of that. I did think that, but in that moment, that day was just all about celebrating the achievement. Because what a massive achievement that is. Because not many people do it.
Yeah, and that's all from like you're a little kid. Even you and all your pals, I'm sure, would all wanted to be a pro footballer. Like that label.
Yeah.
And so it's that word pro footballer is on your mind for years and years. Once you first sign it and officially become one, it's great. I tell you what though, like the probably 2 years building up to it, the thing I had in my mind, especially as it got closer, I was like, I just want to do that fucking signing picture, man.
Yeah, that as well. To be fair,
that was actually on my mind. Like when I knew I went into full-time football, I was thinking I want to get a pro because I want that fucking signing picture. And I got it.
Yeah, we've all got a few of them.
Yeah, we have.
No, that was nice. And then once the club announced it, straight up to Instagram, Twitter, whoever it was, buzzing to sign my new deal, my first professional contract. Like that. It was just
had that caption loaded for about 10 years.
Yeah, not wrong. Saved in the draft.
Yeah,
but it was just such a great day and achievement, and everyone was so proud of you, your family. It was just nice to be able to celebrate it for that day.
Yeah. Did your thoughts? Sorry, did it change your thoughts or actions with money? When you signed the contract, you mentioned your thoughts and actions before, in terms of how you manage money or didn't manage money.
No, I was always just really shit with money.
Yeah,
well, you know that.
So it didn't you see a lot more coming in. It didn't like. All of a sudden, right? This is getting serious money now. I need to.
Yeah, I did have that, sensible. And I would save it, but then what I used to do, not great. I'd save money. Then I'd spunk it all in the off season. Then I'd save the money again, spunk it all in the off season. That's kind of what I did, and just obviously fantastic memories and holidays and times. But definitely should be more switched on with it. But I did save, but then I would just go. So I'd save. I'd have like 3 or 4 holidays in the off season.
Yeah,
we'd go Dubai. We'd go somewhere that I'd go away with like a family or my other friends, and then. You got 6 weeks off. I'm going back home. I'm going out in the piss. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm eating, drinking, and before you know it, it goes very quickly in that space of time. But then do it all again. Do it all again. So I got better over the years. Yeah. But I definitely wasn't maybe as switched on as you were or other people were.
Yeah, I don't think I was too switched on, to be fair. I've just never been a massive spender, but I'll like with day-to-day stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But when I'm like, let's say I'm out with friends or I'm out on holiday with friends, that's when I like to let loose. But do you remember, I think it was Conor McGregor that used to earn all his money from a fight, especially early on from the UFC, spunk it all, and then that would like motivate him next to keep training and working as hard as keep him hungry for the next paycheck. It's
a good way to look at it. I never thought of it like that. I was just
spunked it.
But then it does worked hard.
Surely you come in the next season, you're like, right, I've got to fucking do well with it.
Yeah, maybe deep down, but I didn't consciously
You're on
think,
contract, so it's different.
Yeah, I didn't consciously think. I knew this money's coming in, and so I always make sure I have a buffer.
Yeah.
If I don't get a new deal, but then I get a new deal, and I'll be like, cool, that's all right. And then it was only till I met my missus that I got better. Yeah, she made me better at saving money and structuring it better.
Mate, they don't make me better at saving money. They make me better at spending money on other people.
Well, that is also true. But so that's what made me better with it. But I was just I wasn't great with it.
Yeah. So I suppose the next one was regrets, first big spend, funny mistakes. Any funny mistakes with money?
Buying a pair of shoes for 500 quid.
Yeah, that was quite mad.
I don't even know what the shoe was. No. I remember doing that. That was so stupid.
Yeah, so that's a regret.
Massive regret. Yeah. Regret, obviously, not saving more, because like I said, I've never earned the money I earned when I was at Palace. So if I was a bit more switched, like I'm very into.
It's easy in hindsight now.
No, that's it. It's all hindsight. I'm quite interested in investing now and pensions and all of that stuff, as you do when you get older. But if I was a bit more switched on, maybe when I was younger, could be a bit more ahead. But again, it's hindsight. You've got to make those mistakes to learn. So regret always be better. And I did spend some stupid on £500 on a pair of shoes. Why did I do that? Or like a designer wallet. Yeah. Don't even use. It was nice at the time, but things like that. But you get caught up in that as a young footballer. You see it around you. You kind of do, like we spoke earlier. You got to kind of live that life a little bit. Yeah, and so I mean, you're young as well, man. You got to enjoy it. Well, that's it. So I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah. And so there's a few regrets, but nothing like it's shaped who I am now. I'm definitely better for it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of mine. I don't know if you would have seen this, but one of my first paychecks. This might have been as a pro or as a scholar. I can't remember, but I spent £400 on a coat, or like £500 on a coat. But
You know the CP company ones that with the hood had goggles on it. Do you remember? Did I show you that?
I don't know. I didn't know you had it, but I've seen them about.
But it's like it's one of them where the company was like CP company is obviously quite was trendy with certain crowds. Yeah. And I liked the look of it. I thought I did anyway, and then I put it on. I thought I looked like an absolute bellend, and I wore it like twice.
Yeah, we've done that. I remember I bought an off-white t-shirt.
Yeah, but they're nice though.
They are nice, but I've wore it a couple of times, and then I caught myself in the mirror and went, I look like a twat.
Yeah.
It just wasn't me. Like some people pull it off, some people it suits. It was nice gear, but I say some stuff you just buy and you go, wow, don't look great that.
And then probably the next one for me would have been like going away with my school pals. It might have been like a day where I just like ball a bed and covered the night from and stuff like that.
Do.
When they were still at school, of course.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what you want to do for your friends and do for family. If you want to get money, you want to be able to treat people and have, look lads, you've been here from the start. Today's on me kind of thing. And it's, I think that's a nice thing, nice to be able to do that as well.
What, in terms of other players, was there any like mad expensive stuff that people bought? Again, where players at Palace would come in who are earning a lot more but still our age. In like not stupid cars, but really expensive cars.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about before, GLEs, G-Wagons.
Yeah, some people,
at 17,
Range
18.
Rovers, things like that. Yeah.
But I don't think there was like a really crazy thing where someone's come in and said, like, I've just bought this.
No, it was just designer clothes, designer gear. That was it, really. Even cars. And no one was really interested in buying property or anything, were they then?
No, I think one player bought property quite young. The player I think you know what I'm speaking about. Yeah. But yeah, no, it wasn't too crazy to be fair.
No, it wasn't.
But when this money starts coming in at that age, did you find that people start to circle around you trying to get a piece, like a little percentage here and there? And I'm talking agencies or agents, advisors, maybe like financial advisors trying to take a little cut, or even friends.
Not really, to be fair. I was quite lucky. I didn't have any financial advisor because I'd be a bit better with my money. Yeah. I didn't have anyone clinging on to that. Agent was...
You needed one.
I did need one. I needed them to come to me. They didn't come. Agent was fine. So he had the deal, how it worked. I didn't have any other agents.
So that deal, how it worked, were they taking money?
No, it was when
So they didn't take anything off you?
No, it was when I signed a deal, the club would... Pay them
an extra 5% of the wage or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's on top of the wage. Yeah.
So it was coming out without really coming out, and then to be fair, my friends not really. Maybe occasionally. To be fair, occasionally I had some.
Like if one of them needs to borrow money, this isn't bad because they'd borrow money off anyone, but they might ask you.
Yeah, that happened a few times, but I'd always get it back. And I had a few people message who I went to school with, I've not spoken to in like 3-4 years at this time. Reach out and ask some money. I go, mate, I ain't spoken to you in 4 years. So jog on. No.
That's mad, innit?
That happened once or twice.
Especially if it's been like a good few years and you weren't really close with them before, and then they reach out after seeing you've signed your pro contract.
So hi mate, how's things? You're doing really well.
Yeah, let's catch up soon.
Bit of a tricky situation. Blah blah blah. Could you lend me 100 quid, 50 quid? And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't mind
do that.
No, I don't mind doing it. Obviously, I've lent people money. People have lent me money over the years, and it's fine doing like that. But I've never had anyone trying to stick their teeth in and be like, hanging around. What about you?
No, not really. No, my friends aren't like that.
No, I've met loads of your friends. Yeah. They are a good crowd.
The only not personal experience, but like in terms of that question, do people try and like start to circle to try and get money? Especially once you get like in and around more in the public eye. Maybe you've played a few first team games. You're always on the bench. You're getting more money and you're a bit more high profile. That's when you can get caught from every direction, man. Family members, agents, like even people just asking you about a business that you might want to invest in. Yeah, that just goes to pot. I think it was McTominay that recently come out about McTominay. This could not be true, so don't quote me on this, but this is what I see online. His girlfriend's dad spoke about him to invest in his startup company, and he invested, from what I know, a lot of money into it. And then within like a very short space of time, the company went bust. Yeah, he lost all his money. So like you are just a target.
You are.
And I've also known people to go out with high profile footballers, right, and just not bring their wallet out.
Yeah.
Like that's if you're going to the club and you're with a high profile footballer who's like a friend, supposedly, and you don't bring your wallet out, I think that's a bit dodgy, man.
It's poor. It's poor. It's not a friend, is it?
Yeah.
It's not a friend. That's just using you for your money, your financial situation, to be like, oh,
you have got to be very switched on as a high profile player.
You do.
Yeah.
And I say it's just, and yeah, money is always a difficult thing with family and friends, and sometimes people do try and stick their teeth into you when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They have no right to do it.
Yeah, it's true, man. On like financial help, we spoke about this a couple episodes ago, but we just touch on it again, like in terms of the financial help we received, because obviously you said earlier you wish you had a financial advisor a bit younger. But the only help I got from like around my finances was one from my agency who put me in touch. Like they have a financial advisor they used. After a month of me being with the agency, they sat me down with him and went through everything. I got different payments set up. And invested different places set up. And then Crystal Palace, that we'd have people come in, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would, yeah. And like, the meetings were always good. They bring people in, and property, financial advisors, everything you can put your money in. They were insightful, good meetings, but 16, 17 after a long day training in a classroom that was really hot, everyone was just like, I just want to go home. I mean, you wouldn't listen, and at that age it is very hard to listen, and you always think you know what you know everything, don't you? So they did put the effort in and get these meetings on, but they maybe could have made it compulsory to have a sit down with a financial advisor who works for the club.
Do you reckon like a one-to-one would have been better, wouldn't it?
I think so.
A one-to-one definitely would have helped, because then they can actually like open your eyes up and explain like this is what you really need to do.
Yeah, and then it gives you the comfort, you're a bit more comfortable to speak to someone. You don't want to, if all your mates are there, you don't want to put your hand up and ask.
Yeah, we never really spoke to them. We sort of they'd like ask a question or something, someone might answer or not.
Yeah, but like, you kind of just sit back and don't want to be.
It was a presentation, wasn't
it? Yeah, but if you're one-to-one, you can ask questions. You're unsure. If you can maybe ask a silly question, if you don't know, no one's gonna take the piss. Because sometimes at 16, 17, you get in the back of your mind. You don't want to say anything stupid. So it's easy not to say anything. So I think one-to-one help would have definitely been better, and maybe having a club financial advisor that works
at the club.
Works at the club.
That's actually a good idea. Do they not? They don't have one, do they?
They must have someone, but we never had anyone. Not that I can think of.
I never sat down like you have obviously. What was it like? You might have a psychologist. You sit for when I was going through my injuries, I'd sit down with every other week.
Yeah,
you should have that for finances.
I think so. I think that's what they're missing out on, because that would have made a massive difference to me. Yeah. Open your eyes up a bit more, not having your parents say it, or someone like who you had with your agency being like, if you put a little bit here, invest in this over 6 years' time, whatever it is, you're better than that. Now you're in a position you can probably go, that worked quite well. Maybe that one didn't, but I've got this put away, and you're in quite a good situation where a lot of people, me included, didn't and had to only start in the last couple of years. Yeah, and
the only thing that I suppose they did offer, it's loosely based on that, but one of the safeguarding officers, remember, Susan?
Yeah.
I remember it'd be like every month she'd say, right, is there anything you want to learn, like a language, do you want to do your A-levels?
Yes,
do you want to go and learn a piano or something, like just something outside of football that might interest you, that could be a career? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was good. Remember, you did the DJ thing?
Did we?
Or was it?
I was meant to, but I wasn't there. Swerved that one. Was it good?
It was good.
Yeah.
Teacher had to play a couple of lessons and how to be a DJ.
Yeah. She
was really good for that. To be fair. And
we could have picked anything, by the way. Like we could have picked accounting or like mathematics to go and study.
I had one of my mates. I played football with in the younger age in Northern Ireland set up. He was at Birmingham, and he done A-levels.
Yeah.
And he's just finished his law degree. And he played for St Mirren. He's just joined Wycombe Wanderers in League One. Yeah, League One there, and he's got a law degree.
Yeah, that's top.
And so some people do. I had no interest in doing that. A lot of people don't.
If you can do that during football,
if you can do that, it's so good. And he's just done it now, and like I say, he's got a law degree to fall back on. And I know other couple of people have done a degree at that Open University and things like that, where you can get discounts or benefits from being a footballer doing it. So it's definitely worthwhile doing it. I wish I'd done
something,
a language or an instrument.
A language would be nice, but it's just fucking long after training, man.
That's it. Yeah. It's like at that age you just want to go home, put the feet up.
I should say as well, to not discredit the club, the one thing we did all have to do as under scholars was our coaching badges 1 and 2, which were quite easy to do, and then they obviously say if you want to do your level 3, which is your A for B, you can do that through the club and the PFA.
Yeah, no, the Palace are brilliant for that. It's just they put the meetings on. It was just on you. Maybe they could have done the financial ones 1-on-1. That's it. But it's not difficult. But they were brilliant with all the opportunity they gave us to do different things. Referee course as well.
Yeah, we did. I actually done my referee's course as a year 11 in school.
Did you?
With my PE class, which that is just one thing that I did not enjoy.
No, I did enjoy doing that, but we did that. So we've done so many. I was looking through my folder the other day.
Yeah.
And I had so many random qualifications from like the Premier League, and I had no idea.
Yeah,
to be fair, we probably didn't do it because we were playing with the 21s.
Yeah.
But there's so many more things there you have that you don't realise.
Yeah, we did have like little 2-week courses that we just do, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So there is plenty out there which they do a really good job on. But I feel like you could always, financially, I think it's such an important thing. They could maybe do a bit more, just one-to-one, just to try and give people that education. Obviously it takes time, it takes effort, and needs the player to buy into it, but I think they explained it on a one-to-one basis. They'd have more people enjoy it and be interested in trying to be a bit smarter with their money.
Yeah, definitely. Just on the referee thing, would you ever have become a referee or become a referee?
No.
Like I've just no ex-player I don't think has ever become a referee, have they?
No.
Ex-pro player.
It would be it's people that aren't great at the game or have not played to a high level do it, and I get being a high level ref can be quite appealing.
Really?
You think you get paid quite well for it?
Yeah, but it's like us v them. You can't beat us and then go to them.
That's true. That is true, but it doesn't appeal to me. I think the abuse you get, you can't win. Not for me. But again, you can't play the game without a ref. So
yeah, I wish you fucking could.
Maybe one day we will.
Yeah. Right. Let's just go touch on agents a bit more. Okay. So in terms of what agents were like, did you think at, let's say, between 17 to 21, young pros at Premier League clubs, do they have your best interest at heart? Or is it more, do you think they care about, like, it's just business?
It depends on the agent.
Do you really think?
I really think so.
It's very rare to get them to have your real best interest at heart, man.
Yes.
Just like, because I'm just thinking, I know players that have had agents that, like, the players are really happy with the agency and the agent, and it's like they have a really close personal relationship for years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
They end up dropping down the leagues or stop playing football. The agency just cuts them off.
Yeah, that does happen. I've seen it happen, and
it shows. I know the agency at a point will have to cut them off, but to do it so ruthlessly and quick shows it is only business for most agencies.
Yeah, that is
until they get
point.
big time, then they're going to be so personal with you because they want to stay with you.
Yeah, especially if you've had that relationship for 2-3 years and you've dropped down the level. Partly maybe not your fault, partly their fault for not getting you a club. That's their job, to help get you a club, get you opportunities. And if they've not done that, that's very, very harsh just to cut them off.
Yeah. Do you think agencies should teach about business? Like, they obviously, we spoke about financial advisors, but do you think they should guide the players a bit more?
I think so. I think a player's more likely to listen to the agent more than a parent, than
a club. Yeah.
I think so. I think I would.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got that relationship, that agent's there for you. They always say there for you no matter what, night or day, anything you want to speak about, anything like that, they're there for. So I think that they should. I think, but I've had a few agents in my time, some good ones, some not so good ones that tell you what you want to hear and then you don't hear from them. When you need them, they go AWOL.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And it's like you could players would sign with an agency, and then they don't hear from them because the agency is almost just keeping them on the books and to see if they get big.
That's it.
And if they get big, then well done.
I would recommend, not maybe as a kid, but as a early pro, older pro, try doing it on your own.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there was that Leighton Orient guy.
It's very dependent on the situation.
It is, but I saw on Twitter Leighton Orient.
Dimitri Mitchell.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He did it himself. He said, I've done a few over my time, not any deals necessarily on my own, but just message people myself. Be like, I'm looking for a goalie.
Well, he's just done his latest deal when he's on.
Yeah. So I think if you can do it, if the confidence to do it without an agent,
saving on the fees, and sometimes the bullshit as well. I think you've got your own best interests at heart.
Exactly that. So I think it's definitely worth players having the confidence to do it themselves. If you're a good player, people will want you no matter what. Yeah. They'll find a way to get hold of you. They don't need an agent necessarily. There's time and place for them. Sometimes they are good, but I think majority aren't great.
No. Yeah, I agree.
I think a lot of them are bad for the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, we'll go off that, off agents. We'll just go back more onto the money side, the wages side, status.
Yeah.
Do you think, first of all, do we compare wages within the training ground, within the dressing room? Do footballers compare their wages?
They wouldn't openly be like, I'm on this, I'm on that. But if you have a rough idea, if you come in to negotiate a new deal And if someone's going to be getting paid a bit more than you, but you're playing over them, or you're highly rated, you'll go, well, why are you paying him this and paying me that?
Yeah.
So maybe you can use it like that. But no one, I never openly knew what you were on, what anyone else was on, because no one's going to go, oh, I'm on.
I think fans have this thing in their head that they think, right, if they were to go inside a football changing room, especially at Premier League level, they think, right, the players are saying, like, get on this, I'm on 35 grand a week, what are you on? And he says, oh yeah, I'm on 75 of this bonus. Like, that don't happen.
No, it don't.
Them conversations will never ever happen in football. The only time it will have stuff like that does happen is, like you said, if you know someone's just signed a new contract who's, obviously a new contract generally means you up your money and you're playing over him in a position, then that's when it will be like, right, I'm going to talk about their wages really to the club.
Yeah.
And do you think that's when jealousy can kick in?
Potentially.
Is it jealousy or just like you're feeling unjust?
Maybe a bit of both. If I'm starting and the person I'm starting over earns more money than me, well, surely I should be on the same or more if I'm the starter. So I do get it as well, but then also it's not that maybe the player's fault for the club offering that. The club offering that, do you know what I mean, as well? So it's a bit... I think some players potentially could be jealous, but I feel like... Obviously, I've not been in a high level dressing room, a little bit of Palace, but not loads.
Yeah.
So especially the level I've been at, it's you're kind of similar anyway, and it's not fuss. But I would be very surprised if people are speaking about
wages. They're not. Yeah,
no one really cares. At that level, they're all millionaires anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, you got 2 million. I've only got one.
Yeah, only one for. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's ever very surprised that people speak about that because it's such a taboo thing as well. You're not going to go into your everyday job and be like to your work colleague, what are you on? Yeah,
it's going to happen definitely more in that environment, an office environment, than a football environment. It just don't get spoke about really.
Not really, especially not when you're, like, say, millionaires.
Yeah, exactly. Do you find the players who are on more money, are respected and like admired a bit more by the players who are on less?
I don't think so.
Let's say you're walking through the training ground at Palace and you see Zaha, you know he's on 150 a week, or you see even someone who's at a similar level but just on 20 grand a week. Would you respect Zaha more, or would you just look at him a bit differently? Like, does it come into your mind thinking, right, he's on that?
Not really, no. I'd be more on how good he is as a player.
Yeah, that's exactly this. I think that's what a lot of footballers will say.
I think it would be... Obviously, any first-team player, I respect them because they're a first-team player, but if it's a Zaha to I don't know, Joe Ward.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Joe Ward's a bad example because he's a legend. That's a bad example. To someone else, you're going to go, maybe Zaha.
A fringe player.
Because Zaha. But, it would just be about the player. It wouldn't be about... Well, he's on 100 grand a week, he's on 20 grand a week, so I wouldn't be about that at all.
To get respect off your teammates and the staff, it's all about what you're doing on the pitch. Yeah, like 1,000,000%. And if you're doing it on the pitch as well, let's say for me as a young player, if I was coming into training with the first team at Crystal Palace and I was performing in training, the older lads, the first team boys, would take to me. You know, they'd speak to me at lunch, they'd bring me into the circle. Whereas if I was shit and misplacing passes during the session, slowing down the session, dropping the standard, then I'm not getting spoken to at lunch.
No, you're not. You're getting told to piss off.
Yeah, I'm getting evils. None of them want to be on my team. I'm getting shouted at on the pitch, and then I'm just sitting on my own in a corner at lunch.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that never happened though.
No, you're a good player, weren't you? But also attitude as well. If you've got a good attitude, a good person, you'll be respected as well. But if you've got a bad attitude and...
Yeah. What about bad attitude but really good player? Then I still think they might...
I think if you...
I think they respect you. I
think they would, yeah. Especially if you do the business from the weekend for them.
Yeah. But if it's reverse and you've got a great attitude but you're a poor player, then they won't respect you. It's ability over attitude.
They respect you as a person, but as a footballer, you're not getting respected as a footballer.
Yeah, and that's what you're there to do.
Exactly that.
So, Ollie, we'll finish off with a few closing questions. Yeah. A little bit of advice to maybe young players or parents. What would we tell the 12-year-olds now that are getting boot deals? And I know we spoke about it a bit earlier, but in a couple sentences, what would you tell the 12-year-old parents?
Don't get sucked into that side of it.
Yeah.
It all sounds well and good, it's all well and good, but it means absolutely nothing in making it as a pro footballer.
Yeah.
The amount of players we've played with that got boot deals, but don't play football now.
Or were targeted as the next best thing, all clubs in the country and other countries after them, and then get released at 16.
Yeah, so I'd keep your feet firmly on the ground. If the boot deal's there, take it because it's there, but just make sure you teach yourself, your child, to keep working hard, give them the right attitude, because that's what make it. A boot deal won't make you a professional footballer.
Yeah, 100%. That is good. Boot deal will not make you a professional footballer.
Nope.
This one's quite funny. Best way to handle your first real payday? Well, I'm asking the wrong person.
Well, I think a part of it, you've got to treat yourself. Do you know what I mean?
You have to, man. First payday, you just fucking enjoy it.
First payday, no matter how old you get, I think if you get a pay rise, you deserve to go treat yourself to a nice meal, whatever it may be. I think you've got to be, I think your first one, don't spunk it up the wall, but you want a pair of shoes, get a pair of shoes. You want a tracksuit, whatever it is, treat yourself to something nice, but then also be sensible as well.
And
save
don't let
a little
that slip
bit.
into every single month.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Save money, because the money comes and goes very quickly, and you want to be able to have something to show for it in a few years' time or when your career finishes.
Yeah, nice. Well, I think we'll leave it there.
Perfect.